2002 at Madison Square Garden. Of course, missed a couple of years because of the pandemic, and the West turns it over to start things off. Anna Hidalgo speeding ahead in transition. Donovan misses the jumper out of bounds, heading the other way to the West. And we check out the rest of the team. For the East, Talia Scott can fill it up. She averaged 38 points a game for her high school in Florida this year.
Just a multi-level talent all across the country. As you see, Jada Williams, another star player in this class here, headed to Arizona. Michaela Williams, the player of the year, going to LSU. Boy, they're getting a couple of good gets. When you take a look at some of the others, you'll get to know by the end of the night.
Part of that #1 recruiting class going to play for Kim Mulkey at LSU. Michaela Williams and Aaliyah Del Rosario in this game here tonight.
There's the look.
And Jaden Donovan slashing in, drawing a foul. Donovan is Duke's highest ranked recruit, Brooke, in Carol Lawson's 3 years at the helm.
Yeah, Duke has done an incredible job this year in the ACC of becoming the defensive beast. And when I tell you Duke's defense is for real, it's scary for real. And Jaden Donovan going to fit in well, coming from a program like Sidwell Friends, one of the top high school programs in the country. As you can see, the #3 player who likes to paint and build Legos. Building Legos scares me. It sounds like a lot of time and patience that your girl doesn't have.
Painting and Legos, a lot of creativity there.
Yeah.
That's how Donovan plays on the floor. KK Arnold headed to UConn, draws a foul at the other end for the West. Arnold from Germantown, Wisconsin, the #2 ranked point guard in this class. She was actually teed up in the scrimmage 2 days ago.
I can't say I'm mad about that. A little fire, a little passion to start the day. It's all right. Competitiveness, that's exactly what you want to see.
Arnold says that she is compared so often to Arike Ogunbowale, also a great player from Wisconsin. We remember her heroics at Notre Dame, now a star in the WNBA. Arnold, more than 2,300 points in her high school career.
And 5'9", and so she'll have to really body up at that point guard position. Certainly heading to a phenomenal university in UConn.
Hidalgo had it stripped by Arnold, but it'll stay at this end of the floor. Plenty of firepower in the backcourt for the East. Emma Risch, a sharpshooter. It's a swish for Risch. At the other end, Juju Watkins misses the jumper, and it's cleared by Del Rosario, headed to LSU.
I'll tell you what, immediately, Del Rosario has made a nice assist and a great looking rebound there. I know Kim Mulkey's got to be excited to get that talent and that height.
Here is Hidalgo, has been a standout all week, misses the 3. And Watkins, you see the skill in transition. Tessa Johnson lines it up. Hidalgo guarded by Johnson, and a hard spill for Hidalgo.
Goodness.
You heard that thud.
We sure did. And great to see her pop up so quickly. And I think we expected a track meet, certainly a physical game based on the scrimmage the other day. And these ladies, they don't want to shoot just threes now. They want to get inside that paint, prove themselves. Wow, that is a hard fall.
Got met by Madison Booker, future Texas Longhorn, there in the lane. And Hidalgo is at the line. Well, Notre Dame's going to be well-stocked at point guard. Olivia Miles, the All-American, when she comes back from her injury next year. And now Hidalgo joining the fold.
Oh, what an incredible mentor to learn from. And Olivia Miles, and of course, head coach Neil Ivey, one of the all-time great point guards in the women's game.
Arnold slicing past Hidalgo for the bucket. So Arnold has all 4 for the West.
And I like this matchup right here. Hidalgo, KK Arnold. UConn Notre Dame. Gotta love a good rivalry.
Top 2 point guards in the country, according to the ESPN 100. Watkins steps in front for the West. The #1 player overall in the nation missed the layup. Risch inside the arc this time. Watkins got a piece of it and a foul inside.
A good sportsmanship by Del Rosario to give her a hand up. KK Arnold in and out. Has he great ball handling skills, and they finish. Love how she kept her eyes up. You got to bring it through the paint strong and then lay it up soft.
The East actually won the scrimmage on Sunday as Booker finds nothing but air. Tight game, 40-36. And you're right, you touched on it, Brooke. It was so competitive. You think scrimmage, you know, let's put some shots up. No, these players care every time they step on the floor.
Oh yeah, I mean, it is, yeah, it's a great fun event, but also you want to prove yourself, right? You come here as a McDonald's All-American, one of the best in your state, high school, great. But these are the ladies you're going to be playing against at the next level. You want to set that tone.
Donovan rips it away, but the West controls.
Yeah, no easy bucket's going to come in this one, Ted.
Booker from long
Bang,
range.
bang.
It's a 2. Foot on the line for Madison Booker from Ridgeland, Mississippi, headed to Texas.
19 points a game, 6'1" again. That tall, versatile game.
A theme in this class for sure. Donovan again working inside. And cleared by Booker. Booker says that Vic Schaefer has been recruiting her since she was in the 8th grade, back when Schaefer was still at Mississippi State.
And so you know she's going to be in great shape, because I remember talking to Rakia Jackson here a few years ago, who at that time was headed to play for Vic Schaefer. And I said, what are you most excited about? What do you like about that? She said, I just can't wait. I love to be in shape, be fit. And so the tradition continues.
Del Rosario blocked by Brea Cunningham. Riley Nelson trying to follow. Out of bounds off the West. You see Kathy Ritchie Walton, the coach for the East. Nearly 500 wins and 5 state championships in her 23 years at Southwest DeKalb High School in Decatur, Georgia. You have future stars on the court and stars on the sideline from the high school game as well. 4 to shoot here for the East. Risch looking for Del Rosario. Nice pass, and it goes for Aaliyah Del Rosario.
Great look inside by Risch. He's also a decent golfer. I'd be interested to kind of see that swing. I'd like to see a video on that perhaps. And Risch with a great look. That was accurate placement, a hole-in-one pass.
Del Rosario takes it away from Sahara Williams, the future Oklahoma Sooner. Tie up, and the ball belongs to the East.
And here goes Emma Risch, 25 points a game, 7 boards, 5 assists. This is going to look good for Notre Dame next year. Such a good passing team when you think about Olivia Miles, Sonia Citron, and the ability of the Irish to create those assists. Man, it's going to be exciting to watch these two work together next year.
Hidalgo turns the corner, and Donovan couldn't hit.
But I like the fact that Donovan's taking these shots, as Juju Watkins is going to show us some skill.
Hidalgo takes it away for the East. Feeds her future teammate at Notre Dame, Risch.
Well, how about the pride in the defense, Ted, early on?
And Riley Nelson hangs and hits. Nelson won the knockout competition on the girls' side last night, and Nelson's headed to Maryland.
And if you don't know what knockout is, you got to be able to hit your shot before the person behind you does it. And it is a pressure-packed game. You do it in camp and you got pressure, let alone a gym full of people.
Top-ranked player in the country going to work here, Juju Watkins. 7 to shoot. Booker off the mark. Couldn't hit this time from the outside.
You see how quick and athletic and fast Jayden Donovan got that rebound? Not only could she get it, she could lead the charge, run that fast break, and finish or dish it off. Just a lot of different weapons for her.
Hidalgo finds Donovan on the pick and roll. Blocked by Watkins, and a foul call. And we've got a timeout here in the 20th McDonald's All-American Girls game from Houston. How about Riley Nelson?
How about give me a strong drive and a finish? Head up. Great start in this one.
The The 2023 McDonald's All-American Girls Game is presented by the McDonald's All-American Games, where hype becomes legacy. See all the fantastic players that have played in this game. They have donned the golden arches. We've got the next wave here tonight in Houston. The East up 9-6 over the West. And at the line for the East, Jaden Donovan, the future Duke Blue Devil, the number 3 player in the ESPN 100. So another big high school event comes your way on the ESPN network starting Thursday, the 14th annual Geico Nationals, beginning with the boys quarterfinals Thursday at noon Eastern on ESPNU. We'll have 7 boys games total, and the girls get started on Friday with the semifinals. Championships on Saturday. The girls on ESPN2, the boys on ESPN.
Such a cool event to be named the best high school team in the country. That event has just grown every year. How about that pass?
Wow,
oh,
Jada Williams ahead to Amanda Muse, and Donovan says,
Yeah, that's what you're getting, Duke Blue Devil fans. Jaden Donovan, great timing, just understands the game of basketball. Wow, how about that pass, though?
You know, Houston, the Texans are looking for a quarterback. I mean, they've been looking for a while now, last few years.
Well, what about the Arizona Wildcats, are
Yeah.
they? you might have got a dual sport athlete right there.
Well, it ended up being a foul, and so Muse, who's headed to UCLA, is at the line for the West. Amanda Muse also played water polo all 4 years of high school. Talked to her yesterday, Brooke. She got so strong in the water, and it helped her passing and her timing as a shot blocker.
I mean, talk about cross-training, right? You know, you get in the water, so it's a little easier on your joints, and then you get used to being... There's no fouls in water polo. So you're going to get clawed, you're going to get pulled on. So imagine there is no amount of contact that is going to bother Amanda Muse.
Michaela Williams on the board for the West. The Morgan Wooten National Player of the Year coming off the bench tonight for the West.
Going to get a nice preview of what you're going to see at LSU next year. A terrific game. Could just pull up. Looks like she floats. Makes it look so effortless. And the other part I love about Michaela Williams, learning about her this week, she said she committed to softball in 8th grade before deciding to focus straight on basketball. Separates the defense. Look at that, playing off 2 feet, little pump fake. It is the little things that college coaches sometimes look for. Can you make the right pass, the right read at the right time?
Yeah, committed to Louisiana, formerly known as Louisiana Lafayette for softball, was Williams, as Ashlyn Shade knifes in for 2 for the East. And then in high school, Williams decided to focus on basketball.
Okay, Jada. Okay, Jada.
Williams putting on a show like she does on social media, and she couldn't hit the 3.
Oh, there's more coming, though. That's not it.
And Ashlyn Shade at the other end with the jumper. Back-to-back buckets for Shade.
Oh, Shade will clean it up. Headed to UConn as well. The Husky. Oh, the spin move in the pass. Give it to me.
And Amanda Muse with the finish, and one set up by Kimora Johnson, who's headed to Virginia.
Kimora Johnson, the 5'8" PG, the spin cycle, almost a behind-the-back pass. Ooh, the timing of Muse to step right in the pocket, too. After the help side defense, and the block comes too late. And we just told you, there's no amount of contact gonna bother Muse.
Remember, Kimora Johnson won the 3-point shootout last night. Now with the dish. Malaysia Full-Wiley headed to South Carolina, off the mark from 3. And here comes Michaela Williams. Williams headed to LSU, number 2 player in the nation, and all that close to a chance at 3 the hard way.
All right, envision, if you will, Michaela Williams, Flau'jae Johnson, Angel Reese, all in the lineup together. Who are you gonna guard?
All McDonald's All-Americans.
What are you gonna do? You don't have enough players to guard them. Put 8 on the floor. But these
and Aaliyah Del Rosario as well.
No doubt.
So Williams at the line. Let's check out the top 10 in the class of 2023. We've seen Juju Watkins. Here's Williams at the line. Such a versatile group here at the top.
Yep, and you got a lot of, you know, big-time conferences out there, SEC, ACC, Big Ten, Pac-12, well represented.
careful. Wiley had it stripped by Williams, out of bounds. Still East ball.
I believe I counted 8 SEC McDonald's All-Americans. The SEC so strong this year, sending 2 teams to the Final Four, as predicted by Kim Mulkey herself.
Now, you were with Kim in Greenville.
Yes, with the blazer, the blazer.
You inspired her for the feather blazer from the Sweet 16, right?
Well, Carolyn Peck said it best. She stole it from her.
Jada Williams feeding it to Addie Brown, blocked out of bounds. Addie Brown from Derby, Kansas, headed to Iowa State.
Yeah, just really loved the system at Iowa State. And she said, the way I play is versatile. Just wanted to be a part of that sisterhood there at Iowa State and be able to play in that, freedom and shoot a lot of threes now. You're going to play at Iowa State, you're going to take some threes. Okay!
Oh, Michaela Williams now with 6 points.
That's like saucy. You got to go through the drive-thru at McDonald's. Give me some extra sauce. It ain't enough.
Courtney Ogden, future Stanford Cardinal, out of bounds to the west.
Let's go back to watch this Michaela Williams drive. Off the fumbled pass, no problem. Spin cycle, thank you very much. High finish, she makes it look too easy. Great catch.
Brown the kick, open look for Sophia Bell, headed to Oregon. And here comes Ogden. Had it knocked out of her hands by Kamora Johnson. And a foul at midcourt. Looks like it'll be on Ogden.
Boy, this game never disappoints, does it? You're always going to be a witness to something that just is dropping. A highlight, a pass, some type of move. As you see, Michaela Williams, the Louisiana Player of the Year.
Williams says that she feels like she is a mismatch anytime she steps on the floor. Either the defender is too slow or too small.
Now we need a hand signal for too slow. We know what too small
That's right.
like.
You put your hand down close to the court, right? Too small.
Too slow maybe is like you go a slow motion circle.
Yep.
Something like that. I'm ready for some new smack talking body language moments, however we want to say that.
Remember Caitlin Clark in the Elite Eight against Haley Van Lith, the John Cena, you can't see me, waving the hand, right?
Well, we've seen Caitlin Clark do a bunch of things, including you can't guard me.
Yep.
You're down by 15, be quiet. I mean, the smack talking in the women's game has reached next level.
Of course, Clark didn't get a chance to play in the McDonald's game because of the start of the pandemic as Layla Reynolds, future Florida Gator, hits. Clark, a McDonald's All-American 3 years ago. Williams, it's a rainbow!
Bang, bang.
Jada Williams, more than 1 million followers on social media, check it out.
Turned around and said, there you go. I just love her energy. She is going to inspire her teammates to play harder, to play with joy, play some defense and intensity. Jada Williams at 5'8", the PG, headed to Arizona. This is going to be exciting to watch her play in the Pac-12 off the ball screen. Yeah, you give her space, she's going to knock it down. Coach Barnes is smiling at that one.
We talked to Jada yesterday, just a vibrant personality. Addie Brown finds Michaela Williams in the corner.
Good pass by Addie Brown. That's what she's talking about with her versatility, right? You want to put that on full display.
Final seconds of the quarter, Shade lost it. Williams digs it out, taken back by the East. Essence Cody at the buzzer. Cody headed to Alabama right before the horn.
Essence Cody, cool, calm, and collected. That's the vibe I got from her yesterday when we were talking to her. Headed to University of Alabama. She's an Aaliyah Boston fan. Well, you're gonna get to play, perhaps against Boston at the next level, but first you gotta do some business here.
All right, after the girls' game, we have the 46th annual McDonald's All-American Boys Game from right here in Houston, 9 Eastern on ESPN. 24 of the best high school boys basketball players in the nation. Brooke, it's the legacy game. Yes, we know about Bronny, but also DJ Wagner, the first third-generation McDonald's All-American.
Unbelievable. Wagner, Stojakovic, James, all names that we've heard for a very long time in the NBA. It's so exciting to see their sons have that same success.
A chance at three for Brea Cunningham, who, like Jada Williams, her high school teammate in San Diego, is headed to Arizona.
Good entry pass both to the wing and inside. And how about the positioning? It's all about the work that you do before you get that ball. And as a post player that I've never been, I can admire the footwork and the talent that it takes to get yourself wide enough to say, hey, guard, throw it to me. Make it easy.
What did they list you on the roster at Coastal Carolina?
You talking about height?
Yeah.
Well, if it was up to me, I'd have said 5'9". Now 5'7" is probably a little more accurate, but
like Hannah Hidalgo just hit
right.
that shot for the East.
All of us guards want to just be a couple inches taller.
Yeah, come on. Just
Come on.
give me one more. Give me one more.
With the shoes on, maybe.
West up by three. Sahara Williams in and out.
Another big board for Del Rosario. Her timing is so excellent. Can read that at the height of her ability to jump.
Hidalgo, swish. Oh, and Hidalgo is jawing up the floor. She's got 5.
Keep that energy throughout the same game. Juju.
KK Arnold going right back at Hidalgo. Sahara Williams cleans it up. You know, Williams told us yesterday she feels like she is one of the most versatile players in the class.
And you have to be. In today's game, you know, you don't have to be an expert at everything.
Here's Juju Watkins off the steal and fouled by Hidalgo, who was not going to allow Watkins to come up with the easy 2.
Juju Watkins is a player who has takeover ability. Quick hands, you're going to cross over in front of her. She's going to take those cookies. And trying to finish there. Good recovery defense, but the foul.
Juju, a classmate of Bronny James at Sierra Canyon School, just outside of Los Angeles. Both have played in front of enormous crowds throughout their high school careers, and they've handled it so well.
And I can only imagine in today's world the amount of attention, of hype that you have to understand how to play through, right? Yes, there's one thing to get hype and attention and all that's great, but if you can't produce out here on the floor, none of that means anything. And I think Juju Watkins, being 15 minutes growing up from USC, loves her some Caitlin Clark, said that she's silent and then there's nothing else to it. She's able to speak volumes with her game. And love to the story that she told us about just being frustrated growing up, sitting on the bench. Felt like at 10 years old, traveling for AAU ball, she was wasting her time, her parents' time. So she went to them, right, Ted, and said, hey, I've had enough of this. Train me so I can get better. And here she is, #1 player in the class.
Yeah, Charlotte Gibson wrote a terrific story on ESPN.com chronicling Juju Watkins' rise to the #1 player in the nation. She's on the bench now, and I don't think she's happy about that. Riley Nelson off target. Offensive rebound by Donovan, though.
You are not a competitor if you're okay with sitting on the bench. And I know Juju Watkins is a player who she's going to let the game come to her, but at some point in time, and I've seen this, I've witnessed it, complete takeover ability. I saw her in a game this year where she sprained both of her ankles, finished with a 30-piece, and got her team the win after a red-eye flight from LA all the way to the East Coast.
Essence Cody is fouled. And again, everyone is going to get a chance to shine. Joe Wooten, the chairman of the McDonald's All-American Games, told me beforehand, we try to get every player about 12 minutes of game action. So yeah, Juju Watkins wants to be out there for every minute, but hey, everyone's got to be out there at some point.
Yeah, it's tough because you're used to playing so many minutes and being able to work through some of those kinks in your game. Not here. And you're doing it against the 23 other best players across the country.
Well, just like that, Juju Watkins is back on the floor for the West. Karen Weitz is her coach this week, coaching both the girls and boys varsity teams at Centennial High School in Las Vegas. She led the girls to their 8th consecutive state championship and the boys to their first playoff appearance in a while.
And it was great to hear the girls understand how tough practices were going to be. I don't know if they knew what they were in for, but as soon as Coach Weitz got out there, they knew it was time to run.
Out of bounds.
Intensity out here.
Yeah, you see it. Scratching, clawing, every loose ball. Karen White, after something that she didn't like in the first practice Saturday night, said, head to the line. We're running right now.
Oh, boy. That's
Can you imagine? At the McDonald's game.
At an all-star game, you got to run?
It's not what I signed up for.
You know what, though? I'll bet you that intrigued every player on that roster to say, okay, we got to step it up.
Yep. Hidalgo.
Oh, Juju.
Donovan blocked by Watkins, two of the top 3 players in the nation.
Nice pass, Jaden Donovan.
2 Hidalgo for the bucket. And we're tied at 26.
You know, it's cool the friendships that are made in these games because you're going to see the same players in conference, right? You're going to battle and you're going to have a healthy respect.
Foul at midcourt. As Talia Scott ran into KK Arnold.
Does this game mean something? Is it just an all-star game? Nah, this is everything. These players came to compete, came to prove their name, get that win for their team. You love to see it. You know, on paper, you look at some of the numbers in the rankings and you think, oh, the West stands out, no doubt about it, but then you got the East there. So competitive. Notre Dame, Duke signees. They want to make sure they leave their own legacy here.
Madison Booker, the steal, too strong, but Sahara Williams is there for the follow.
All right, Sahara, I see you're in tip horse game. Great elevation and read off the bounce. Those offensive rebounds always coming at a premium.
Oh, Talia Scott getting past the defense. Cody couldn't finish. Watkins was there defensively along with Tessa Johnson. Johnson the pull-up. Booker got it back. Watkins following her own miss. She's fouled. You think of the USC legends who grew up in LA and decided to stay home, like Juju Watkins is going to do, whether it's Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, Tina Thompson. Juju Watkins says she wants to be in that rarefied air.
Yeah, you know, she's right there, and that's been her game, and understands that she's comfortable out there. And also, she said about Coach Lindsey Gottlieb, Lindsey's my dog. So how could you not, having that kind of personal relationship? And it was cool to talk to her and say, hey, what do you want to improve on? Where do you want to get better? And she said, I want to be able to improve my post work on smaller guards. And as that 6-foot guard, she can back you down, finish. As you see, getting into her rhythm. What I do like is that she's not shown any sign of bad body language, not being able to hit a shot here so far, but got one at the line.
Brooke, you're my dog.
Thanks, Ted. You're my dog too, boy. Come on.
Oh, nice finish by Malaysia Fulwiley. She wanted the whistle in the and one. She'll take the 2. And KK Arnold fouled as Fulwiley tried to reach in.
Malaysia Fulwiley headed to South Carolina off the tough drive. Well, you think about the great guards at South Carolina, and she is going to fit in so well there. So competitive.
Now, Fulwiley from Columbia, South Carolina,
hometown.
Staying home, much like Ashlyn Watkins and Talaysia Cooper did last year, who were in this game.
Yep, just adding more Gamecock fan. Dawn Staley and her staff have done such a good job of building that community there, building the base and the fans. I mean, it came from few fans to sell out nearly every game. And Fulwiley's going to fit in there. You know, you talk about Zaya Cook and her speed. Fulwiley reminds you a little bit of her game.
Three-point lead for the West. 6 minutes to go in the half. Arnold trying to thread the needle. It's stolen by Emma Risch, who's headed to Notre Dame. Oh, this is from deep. Riley Nelson couldn't get it to go, but how about Fulwiley?
And did it like she just does it every day in the backyard. Made it look too easy.
Watkins at the other end drills the triple.
Now we ready, Ted. Here we go.
Talia Scott, future Arkansas Razorback, launching. And out of bounds to the West.
A McDonald's game is never complete without some highlight factories happening. And Michaela Wiley, the timing, the vertical leap, and just a little punch with a little flair.
She has at least one of those plays every single game. You just look at her highlights from Keenan High School. It's ridiculous what Malaysia Wiley is capable of.
And at a small frame as well. She just shows you that at 5'8", she's got the speed, the strength, and just so excited to play with all the SC signees. You think about the next level class, the 2019 class at South Carolina, Aaliyah Boston, to lead them into a Final Four again. I mean, this could be a perfect season for the Gamecocks. How epic is that? We look back at a UConn before, but South Carolina setting the tone in the SEC and being that team to beat now. Bree Beal, of course, a McDonald's All-American herself, part of that same class. And I can't wait. I just hope that Bree Beal and Caitlin Clark line it up, defend each other, and see how that goes. It is going to be an epic Final Four. Come on.
Cannot wait for Friday night in Dallas on ESPN. Scott is fouled. Sophia Bell picks up the personal for the West. For Wiley against Jada Williams. Boy, they went at it in the scrimmage a couple of days ago. Gives it up to Riley Nelson. Deflected by Muse and stolen by Bell. Williams caught up to it. Muse offensive board. And Addie Brown keeps it alive. Michaela Williams, the Morgan Wooten National Player of the Year. And Riley Nelson with the rebound. Here comes Scott, a super scorer headed to Arkansas. Oh, out of control, a steal. Sophia Bell ahead of the pack.
Sophia Bell.
Great job by Sophia Bell, headed to the University of Oregon. Her big guard at 6 feet. 19 points a game, 4 boards. Great defense by Jada Williams to poke that one out.
Michaela Williams ahead to Addie Brown. Couldn't finish. Got it back though. And the friendly bounce for Addie Brown, the Player of the Year in the state of Kansas this season. The West has built a double-digit lead. Timeout East. Juju Watkins is the #1 player in the nation. Watkins from Los Angeles. She'll stay home, play for USC. Fight on, indeed. Well, ESPN is the home of the women's Final Four in Dallas Friday night. LSU, Virginia Tech, Iowa, South Carolina. 7 and 9 Eastern. Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi back doing their own commentary on ESPN2 and ESPN+. Brooke, you see some of the former McDonald's All-Americans we will watch in the Final Four Friday night.
Oh, it is going to be an absolutely epic Final Four. I mean, the star power in the building alone between what the Gamecocks bring, led, of course, by Aaliyah Boston, but they go so deep. We saw Ashlyn Watkins here last year, winning the slam dunk contest, by the way. Of course, Liz Kitley, Virginia Tech, Caitlin Clark at Iowa, Angel Reese, LSU.
Flau'jae Johnson,
yes,
who freestyled here at the McDonald's All-American game,
she?
Then became the SEC Freshman of the Year.
And that was the last time you'd probably ever get a couple of bars out of Flau'jae without a hefty price tag, because she is a bona fide star, a Rockefeller artist. How exciting is it to see her balance both careers and be that mold for that next level player. Of course, with NIL being a big part of today's game and world, you know, these players, young ladies, young men, are thinking about not only their game, but how to really capitalize on those businesses and those brands, but still stay true to themselves and play basketball. That's a lot to balance, and a lot of coaches are trying to deal with that.
Well, 2 players from our game tonight will join Flau'jae and LSU as Malaysia Wiley drains it from long range.
You know, you love to watch players who love to play the game. I remember last year watching how much fun Kiki Rice had, how much fun Flau'jae had. And this is the same kind of vibe. For Wiley, step back 3, but it's the smile for me. It's the fun of the game. play loose and fun like that, you're going to do some great things.
Full Wiley
my
again! Highlight after highlight for the future Gamecock.
Where'd that speed? That is just blow by you speed. All you're going to see is a blur.
Michaela Williams couldn't answer. Full Wiley wants it again.
Yeah, she does.
Now she's got it.
Give it to her. Give it
Off
to
the
her.
sidestep.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Let's go.
A dozen for Full Wiley.
Come on. Malaysia Full Wiley making her name known.
And the East has crawled back to within a pair here late in the half.
Well, you got to find the hot hand, a little hezzy, oh, a little look back. There were so many moves in that package right there. Full Wiley giving you just a taste of what's coming to Columbia next year, staying in Columbia, I should say. Oh, Gamecock fans, y'all are getting something special.
So Malaysia Full Wiley's handle on Instagram is lay with da butter.
Yes.
There's plenty of butter in Houston right now.
Yeah, that's smooth, like butter.
Take a look at South Carolina's recruiting class. Full Wiley and Johnson here tonight. Chloe Kitt's already with
on
the
the
team
team,
and
yeah.
enrolled early at South Carolina.
Yeah, getting some tick too, great to see.
Off the offensive board, Jada Williams spins it in with a foul.
Look, when you come in this game 5'6", 5'7", you got to prove yourself. You got to play bigger than your height. And that's something Jada Williams does and has always done. Have always loved watching her play in the summertime. On the EYBL circuit over at the Peach Jam. She just brings it, that intensity and joy.
Back into the hands of Full Wiley.
Come on
Oh, from
now.
NBA range! She can't miss!
Somebody been watching Caitlin Clark.
Third triple of the night for Malaysia Full Wiley.
Yeah.
Williams, though, at the other end, right back at you.
Come on, it's a two-woman game right now. I want to see these two go at it. Get the ball back to Full Wiley.
And wide smiles on both faces. Shade's pass intercepted by Addie Brown. Ahead to Kamora Johnson. Williams is there for the follow.
I gotta tell you too, watching Addie Brown play, she gives me Sedona Prince vibes. I don't know if you get that same essence of her. But a big, isn't quite as big as Sedona, of course.
Oh, look out, not this time. Oh my gosh.
This crowd's gonna go nuts.
A little pressure here from the East, and they got it back.
Nice.
Layla Reynolds, how about the up and under? Layla Reynolds, only the second ever Florida signee to play here in the McDonald's game.
That was big time, and she's a player who used to do ballet and tap dance, so you know that footwork comes correct.
Yes.
Oh!
Now at the other end, Amanda Muse with the same move.
I'm gonna need you to muse out of the way so I can finish this shot, is what she said.
8 points from Muse. Reynolds on the attack and a foul against Michaela Williams.
Now Full Wiley, an excellent point guard with excellent range. I mean, if she's hitting it from the flame, you gotta give this young lady a she's on fire, no? Great intensity, passion. Look at Williams, behind the back, little bump, little fadeaway, a little yeah, buddy.
Ogden misses off the inbound, foul called. 50 seconds to play in the half. I mean, Malaysia Full Wiley, it's effortless.
She makes it look that way. That means she spent hours making it look that way.
Ogden, top 10 player in the nation, will head from Atlanta to Stanford. She told us a great story yesterday. Thanksgiving, she spends it in Cabo with her family. She's in the airport coming back. She looks across the way, says, "Is that Nneka Ogwumike? Stanford legend, former McDonald's All-American, by the way, is here tonight, Houston native."
If that's not the universe speaking a message, I don't know what is.
Ogden went up, introduced herself, got a picture with Nneka. Addie Brown in and out. Muse with the putback. She's got 10 for the West.
Headed to UCLA to play for Coach Corey Close, and loved Coach Close because she said she's strong, yet empathetic and kind, and a player's coach understands just what she's getting. There's
And
another
here she is, like a gazelle running the floor. So a dozen for Muse, final 12 seconds of the half. Scott tied up. It is East ball with the arrow, 10.1 to go in the half.
For the West, number 24,
Michaela Williams, the Morgan Wooten National Player of the Year, headed to LSU, 24 in the black, returns for Muse here. Reynolds gives it up. Scott. Johnson. Oh. And offensive foul is called. Talia Scott takes the charge at half court with 2/10.
Now Talia Scott taking the charge, you gotta love that. Mike Neighbors saying, yeah. She wanted to go to the SEC because she said it's the toughest league. 37 points a game, Talia Scott averaging.
Now this is not gonna count with 2:10 on the clock, but it's the West in front by 6 here in the McDonald's All-American game. Young stars are shining tonight, Brooke.
Yeah, they have stepped it up. We're already looking at a half a century. We're gonna get over the 100 mark? Hope so. From day one, starting at practice, starting at the scrimmage, there's just continued on into the game tonight. These ladies came to play, to show up, to defend, to prove themselves as a McDonald's All-American. And Michaela Williams, Player of the Year, headed to LSU, got things going. Really able to play off 2 feet, doing a fantastic job. Little spin cycle finish, just giving you the bag, showing you what's up for LSU next year and Malaysia Wiley. I'm just gonna be quiet because you're gonna see the Gamecock women's basketball fans had it. They nailed it perfectly. 3 highlight reel moments in like 30 seconds. She's going insane and having fun doing it. And Jada Williams also putting on a nice show. Arizona signee, getting all the hustle plays in, reading the plays right, hitting from deep. She's got range, she's got style, she's got a lot of passion and energy to go along with her game. So much fun to watch these young ladies out here competing and just living it up, right? Like they know it's all about the hype as well, but they embrace it and they step into it. Because that's what today's game, a lot of players are all about.
Jada Williams with 9 for the West, led by Coach Karen White. Malaysia Wiley, the top scorer in the game through a half, 15 for the future South Carolina Gamecock. 3 after 3, and from distance, 2. Yeah, you think, Brooke, out of 370,000 high school basketball players in the nation, we're watching the 24th best on the floor tonight.
I'm not even gonna try the math on that, but it sounds like a real small percentage.
Yes,
But
yes.
what's really interesting for parents to understand of athletes, you know, you play all these different kind of sports, and I'm an advocate for that. Like you see a lot of basketball players who have a soccer background. They know how to put that footwork in. Juju Watkins, she's got all the talent in the world, could play probably any sport she wanted. But it's great because it gives you the versatility and the base work for a game like this. But parents, less than 2%, less than 1% of players make it from high school to college, and then less than 1% from college to the league. So you got to put it into perspective just how rare it is to be a McDonald's All-American.
Pick and roll, Tessa Johnson finding Madison Booker for 2. Booker's second basket. Future Texas Longhorn. Yeah, to your point, Brooke, as we check out the Hoop Scoop, every NBA and WNBA team has at least one active player who is an alum of the McDonald's game.
When you think about, you know, I think back to the days with C. Vivian Stringer at Rutgers. There were times where she had 6 McDonald's All-Americans on the team. And it's great to kind of see, right, like a University of Florida signee and Layla Reynolds. And we talked about the The balance and what we're seeing, 8 to the SEC, 5 here, excuse me, headed to the ACC. So the South still making their mark as the top conferences in women's college basketball.
6 to the Pac-12. Remember last year, almost half of the players in this game were going to the Pac-12. This year it's a little more spread out. Here is Reynolds headed to the SEC in Florida. And a foul call. Goes against Brea Cunningham. Future Arizona Wildcat, 25 in the black for the West. Shade, future UConn Husky. Oh, tried the pocket pass. Cody chases it down. 10 to shoot. Reynolds trying to find Cody. Shade pulls the trigger. Loose ball scooped up by the West. KK Arnold, who will join Shade at UConn, came up with it.
How about the defense? Talia Scott all over Juju Watkins. Had that speed, headed to the University of Arkansas, trying to D up.
She just told the ref, hey, Juju pushed off on me first.
Watch this defense, right? That's closeout speed right there. Mike Neighbors really gonna love how she plays. She loves defense, and she wants to expand that part of her game. But she always talks about space and pace, something that Arkansas Razorbacks live by.
Madison Booker misses the 3. Shade hauls in the rebound for the East. Reynolds, short. Oh, Booker hits the deck along with Scott and out.
Scott
to the East.
Trying to snag that unofficial defensive MVP award. Watch the great ball handling there, and then Talia Scott so willing to take that contact and fall down. I mean, it's not easy to take a charge. Learning how to do that, to take that contact, to fall down without slamming your head on the ground, it is a skill. And if you can learn how to set people up defensively and take charges, you're so valuable to your team.
Knocked out of bounds and a turnover here by the East. Now, Talia Scott has to grow defensively. She wants to be known as more than just a scorer. Everyone who ever watched her in high school knows she can do that. Number 0 in the white. Addie Brown. Late challenge by Reynolds, but Addie Brown now has 4. Headed to Iowa State. He's got to replace Ashley Jones, the all-time great, more than 3,000 points in her career. Sophia Bell headed to Oregon, lays it in for the West.
Pac-12 is looking good for the next few years. Of course, we saw Kiki Rice here, a UCLA signee, just take over the McDonald's game and lead her team to a win. And the West is getting blessed with more talent. Sophia Bell headed to Oregon. Bounce pass, just make it simple, little underhand scoop.
Now, Oregon missed the NCAA tournament for the first time in 7 years this season. So Oregon looking to reload. Well, look who's in the house. This is to be expected. Of course, LeBron's son, LeBron James Jr., better known as Bronny, in our boys game. Still to come, 9 Eastern on ESPN. Of course, LeBron and Savannah and the family are courtside. 20 years after LeBron was the MVP in this game in Cleveland, Bronny takes the court next here in Houston. 9 Eastern on ESPN and the app.
Boy, that was exciting to see the slam dunk contest last night. Bronny jumping over Bryce. It was one of the attempts. Those guys coming through with so much creativity. I was a little bummed that none of the ladies wanted to participate. Not sure who can dunk out here. Probably a couple. But the guys brought it last night. That was exciting.
Sean Stewart headed to Duke, won the dunk contest. Ashlyn Shade from downtown headed to Connecticut. She's got 7.
Now, can you imagine being a player out here right now and you look over and only the best player in the NBA is over there watching?
The all-time leading scorer in the league. Yeah, right. Oh, wait a second. LeBron pulled up. Okay. Jada Williams draws the foul.
You better step your game up, Ted. Step it up.
We all have to step our game up because the king is in the house. Bryce, who you mentioned, right there to LeBron's right, who was a part of the festivities last night as Bronny jumped over Bryce for one of his dunks. Bryce at 6'5". And yeah, LeBron just returned from that foot injury over the weekend. And by the way, here it is.
Boom.
Bronny over
Elevation.
Bryce.
It's the power for me, watching him jump and throw it down just like his dad. And, you know, we heard Paul Biancardi talk about he's elevated his game, his strength in just the last 6 months, the improvement that he's made. Well, it must be so much fun to be able to evaluate a player like that who, yeah, you've got a famous dad, you got a legacy there, you want to step into it, but be your own guy and be your own man. He's starting to do that, and so it's exciting to see him put in the work and get the results.
Lakers play tomorrow, off today, so LeBron is here at Toyota Center. 9-point lead for the West here in the girls' game. Under 7 to play in the third quarter. Talia Scott lost her balance. Courtney Ogden picked it up. Shade guarded by Bell. Finding Essence Cody inside. Cody headed to Alabama. She's got 8.
I loved the pass, though, from Ashlyn Shade. You're gonna go to UConn, you better be a skilled passer, be able to lead the break. Here we go again.
Here's another pass to Cody from Shade for 2 more. Gina Oriema says, I love that you can't fit Ashlyn Shade into a box.
That's
she
right.
is just a good, old-school basketball player.
And she's going to make you better. And that's a better type of shot. My goodness. And Kayla Williams is continuing to impress. But yeah, Ashlyn Shade is that player. She's not going to jump out at you and just say, like, hey, I'm going to pick her out of a lineup. And then once she gets in the game, you just start to see her go to work. You know, Mel Thomas was a player like that for UConn way back in the day, just so strong, powerful, could give you everything. Her vision is there, and then look, the fast break, the placement. She makes that pass look easy. I promise you, folks, that is not easy. Someone on the run, that's a QB. You know, you credit quarterbacks for their ability to place the ball right in the perfect place. That's what Shade can do for you.
Scott's at the line for the East. So Shade helped her high school in Noblesville, Indiana to a state championship last year. Game was on regional TV. Tyrese Halliburton, the all-star from the Pacers, tweeted about Ashlyn Shade that night. He said, Ashlyn Shade is nice. Shade told us yesterday, I was just scrolling through my phone on the bus, like, wait a second, Tyrese Halliburton tweeted about me?
Hold on, that's a big-time blue check. What's going on?
Hughes, nice kick out. Sophia Bell couldn't hit. Shade with the rebound for the East.
And Shade with that athleticism and ability to jump. Shade, powerful rebounder as well. I mean, she just is in the right place, right? Clapping her hands, give me the ball. I'm gonna make something happen.
Shade over the Morgan Wade National Player of the Year, Michaela Williams. Shade right in her eye.
But Ted, it was the clap, clap, clap. Give me that ball. I want to show you my range.
Jada Williams. Two-point game midway through the third. Scott the step back. Got her own miss. Cody, the post, way off. Reynolds is fouled. And so Layla Reynolds headed to Florida on her way to the line.
There's a timeout on the floor.
Shade, little step back, give her a little room. Gonna make you pay. Great rotation on that. 3 for Shade.
How about this lineup starting Thursday, opening day? White Sox and the defending champion Astros. Women's Final Four begins Friday night, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific with LSU, Virginia Tech, followed by Iowa, South Carolina. The championship game Sunday afternoon on ABC. And our first Sunday night baseball game of the season featuring the Phillies and the Rangers. Ted Emmer, Brooke Weisbrod, our entire crew. The 20th McDonald's All-American Girls Game here in Houston at Toyota Center, home of the Rockets. The East has battled back here, down by 10. Within 2 now, and they've got Layla Reynolds at the line.
I'd love to see that promo. Dallas, of course, just a couple of hours from here. And hopefully some of these young ladies will be headed over there. I'm going to try to make it over myself. Got to catch that action in person, right? That semifinal matchup is just, it's epic. The ratings are skyrocketing. I heard the ticket prices are multi-times more than the men's prices. I don't know the math again, but you got to pay some cash if you want to go watch the women's Final Four in Dallas.
The interest just continues to rise, and for good reason, as the women's game continues to evolve. And we're seeing the next generation here tonight.
Well, it's
tied at 62.
Right, you invest, you give them an opportunity, you promote it, and these ladies bring it. The talent speaks for themselves. They just need a camera, a platform, and an opportunity.
Oh, Aaliyah Del Rosario at 6'6" for 3. The East is on top.
Just so cool about it, too. Like, yeah, y'all seen this before? You're going to see it again.
Del Rosario headed to LSU, now trying to defend Brea Cunningham, headed to Arizona. Cunningham for 2.
Good job by Cunningham, bodying up against good defense. Okay.
Look who's back on the floor. Oh, it's a rare brick from Malaysia Fulwiley tonight. Remember, she had 15 in the first half.
Got to give her heat check. Got to take that shot.
Juju Watkins, the #1 player in the country, right down the chute. Hannah Hidalgo, #1 point guard in the nation, 3 in the white. Feed Del Rosario against Cunningham. These are 2 of the best posts in the nation. Off the screen, Hidalgo.
That's the right read.
Lays it in.
Good job. We saw the defense was going to cheat and try to get ahead of the screen, so she went baseline.
Watkins fouled by Fulwiley. What have we said about the evolution of the women's game? How about Aaliyah Del Rosario?
Yeah, I mean, it is hard to find a big anymore that doesn't shoot threes or doesn't want to shoot threes. And Juju, the response in front of the king.
Watkins with LeBron in the front row here. Of course, Watkins plays at Sierra Canyon School just like Bronny. Off the steal, Fulwiley was in too deep. Sahara Williams pulls it in for the West. Hidalgo with the deflection and the steal for the East. To Jaden Donovan. What a dime by Hidalgo.
Yeah, I mean, that had some spin and some angle on it. We got the benefit of watching it right in front of our broadcast table here.
Watkins taking Emma Risch off the bounce, and she's fouled.
How great is this, a 2-point game? I mean, we knew this was going to be competitive. Here's the steal. Hidalgo getting it right in front of where we're sitting. Boom. Perfect. Donovan waits for it. Hang time, bucket.
It's like skipping a stone on a lake. The double bounce pass to Donovan.
Yeah, you got to throw it at that kind of side angle, little sidearm.
Yes. So Watkins at the line. She's into double figures now with 10. Has a chance to tie the score. Sue Phillips coached her with USA Basketball over the summer. Phillips said Juju Watkins plays, she scores like she's a 2-guard, she passes like she's a point guard, and she rebounds like a power forward.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have all the skills again, but coaches look at, hey, guards, can you rebound? Hey, posts, can you shoot threes? Terrific.
Risch, third chance for the East, and Fulwiley can't get it to go. But the West can't clear it here.
Nice pass inside.
And Del Rosario's fouled. So 3 offensive rebounds there for the East.
Yeah, and Del Rosario seems to be in the right place at the right time. I love a player who can move well without the basketball, and that's what I see when I watch her game.
Aaliyah Del Rosario, part of that #1 recruiting class, going to LSU. Born in Texas, her family is from the Dominican Republic. She actually grew up there before moving back to the United States and finished up high school at the Webb School in Tennessee.
And I have a feeling at that fun fact, see down there, loves poetry. Perhaps her and Flage will spend some time rooming together on the bus together in the plane. We're going to see some magic come out of that. I have no doubt.
Del Rosario, a few riding credits coming her way, maybe.
Gotta talk to Rockefeller about that. Wait.
Hidalgo the steal, numbers for the East. The drop off to Donovan. Two-point lead for the East, nearing the 2-minute mark here in the third. Sahara Williams rejected by Del Rosario. West got it back. Juju Watkins. Another offensive board. Brea Cunningham. And a tie-up. East ball.
It is intense from the jump in this one. Still a 2-point game. Boy, there's a lot of pride on the line. Understanding Hidalgo, I should say, trying to make herself known as perhaps the best passer in this game, given some no-look.
Hidalgo and Donovan helped the U.S. to gold at the Under-17 World Cup last summer. And teammates this week at McDonald's. Hidalgo working inside, and she draws the foul.
There must be something in this recipe for Notre Dame recruiting to find a player who can just see angles that none of us can see. Because that's what I watch when I see Olivia Miles. She sees passes 2 and 3 points ahead. That's what Niele Ivey did. That's what Skylar Diggins did. I mean, you could look at the great point guards of all time in Notre Dame, and she could be next.
Hidalgo played for her dad, Orlando, at Paul VI in New Jersey. Hidalgo says that she started to invest more time into her game after her sophomore year. She saw all the great players, whether at Notre Dame or elsewhere, college level, what it takes to be the best, and that's when she started to stay after practice for an extra half hour of shooting and handling and all of that.
You're not going to get to be the best by staying in the gym one afternoon for 6 hours playing open gym. Where it happens is the 45 minutes of focused practice you do before the game. Hey, I want to get better at 3. All right, go make 300 threes every day for 2 months and then see the results. It's the chipping away, right? 1% better every day. As Hidalgo gets some coaching.
Hidalgo with her coach from the East this week, Kathy Ritchie Walton from Southwest DeKalb High School. What a resume, over 23 years at Southwest DeKalb. 5 state titles to her credit. Williams couldn't hit at the line. 4-point lead for the East, waning stages of the third. Remember, the boys' game still to come, 9 Eastern on ESPN. Hidalgo, way short.
Let's go, Jada. Oh, I was waiting for the 3.
Instead, finding Kamora Johnson, who couldn't put it in. Emmerich, like Hidalgo, headed to Notre Dame. Both on the floor here. Inside, Del Rosario against Muse, too easy.
The move was quick, powerful, explosive, but you know what stood out to me? When she caught that ball, I could hear her slap it and grab it, so the little guards can't get in there and swipe at it.
Michaela Williams, bullseye, the Morgan Wooten National Player of the Year. Williams and Del Rosario will be teammates next year at LSU on opposite sides here tonight.
And watch the post up in the block. Amanda Muse trying to stay in front of her. And you're going to get called for that foul. Go back and watch the bucket by Williams. Michaela Williams, 6'1", plays the guard spot. Nothing casual, just, you know, a little dribble behind my back there, pull up for a 3. And there must be something, too, in the works at LSU in the recruiting process, especially with Kim Mulkey, but Baton Rouge and that flair, just that grandeur of how it is down there at Baton Rouge. You got to have that theater to go along with your game, right? Yeah, you can play, but you got a little bit extra, and that is welcomed in Baton Rouge.
It's not just the feather jacket that's luring players to Baton Rouge right now. Foul on the perimeter on Kamora Johnson of the West, and more free throws for the East with 30 seconds to play in the quarter.
And Hidalgo at the line.
Hidalgo at the line. We should say there is one player out because of injury tonight, and that is Zoe Brooks, who's headed to NC State. Another point guard, top 10 player in the nation, unavailable for the East tonight because of the foot.
Yeah, let's show Zoe some love at 5'8" point guard, 23 points a game. Hit the game winner to win her state title. She said, I shocked myself. And oh, how about, by the way, she had an injured foot. And how long did she rest before that game? Didn't play, what, the final week?
That's what she told us. She didn't think she'd be able to go. There's Zoe right there. Again, we'll head from New Jersey to NC State. And she beat Hannah Hidalgo's team for that state title in New Jersey as Hidalgo steps right back to the line.
No, perhaps Hidalgo maybe feeling a little away, a particular type of way, and so wants to show out in this All-Star game and is doing the most. It's awesome to watch her. And just her flares. You see 13 points already, a couple of great passes.
Hidalgo makes it a 6-point lead for the East. Shot clock is dark. Not that that really matters in this game with all this talent. They're putting it up quick.
We don't worry about shot clock.
Kayla Williams, too strong. Muse with the follow. She has made an impact tonight.
Okay, there's some water polo for you right there. Part of the training in water polo is swimming and holding a chair above your head. Good luck with that.
Yeah, in the water.
In the water. And they start with 60 laps to warm up. You're not going to find a better conditioned athlete than that.
You know, they say, you know, my warm-up is your workout. Like, yeah, 60 laps, that is the workout if we even get to 60. Timeout here with 7.5 seconds to go in the third. Karen White's calling the timeout for the West. But remember, had that 10-point lead and the East up by 4 here. Brooke, you mentioned Hannah Hidalgo for the East, #1 point guard in the nation, and she has shined tonight.
Yeah, well, it's easy to see why. I mean, and you love her competitiveness, right? I mean, that's what Niele Ivey, and I'm sure her staff would love to see, like, hit the three, let's go. It ain't enough. Getting in the lane, step back, hit you with another jump shot. There's the mid-range to go along with the three. Then you got her interior presence. She can hit the inside shot against the bigs. Showing love to the pass as well. She is a true team player.
Top 5 overall recruit in the class of 2023. Play for Niele Ivey. Final seconds of the quarter, and the East with the steal. Jaden Donovan going to Duke. Hidalgo, oh! At the buzzer! Unlimited range for Hidalgo.
Boy, that shot spoke for itself, didn't it? I mean, it felt good at the beginning. Jaden Donovan showing her some love. Hannah Hidalgo, yes, #1 point guard in the class. Time running out. I think Arike Ogunbowale may hit a shot or two like that, maybe from that spot, or close to it.
We cannot wait for the women's Final Four in Dallas. Friday night, LSU, Virginia Tech, getting it started at 7 Eastern. Iowa and undefeated and defending national champion South Carolina to follow. Both games also on ESPN+. Super Diana Taurasi on ESPN2. You see Houston native Nneka Ogwumike from Stanford. 4 Final Fours in her career. And checking out the action here from the future stars of the college and the WNBA here as we start the 4th quarter of the McDonald's All-American Girls game. Ted Emmerich, Brooke Weisbrod with you, and Juju Watkins, the #1 player in the country, brings the West to within 5.
Juju gets better as the game goes on. How much fun was it last night to see Nneka and Chiney Ogwumike as our celebrity judges for the slam dunk contest? That's not an easy spot to sit in. I don't envy that at all. You get a lot of criticism, all the eyes over there. Wait to see what you're going to throw up, 8, 9, 10.
They were disagreeing the whole night,
yes,
Nneka and Chiney.
As they should. You got to have that healthy discourse. Of course, Chiney and Nneka, icons at Stanford.
Here is Hannah Hidalgo, who's had an iconic night, 17 points, turns it over here, trying to find Aaliyah Del Rosario. Juju Watkins losing her balance, foul called against the East.
And a little contact from Hidalgo, trying to read that spin move and get the spin, and Juju Watkins reading that as well. You see Hidalgo going for the steal there, and then Juju getting tripped up.
Watkins headed to USC. Inside, Brea Cunningham, another whistle here. And another foul on the East. It's against Del Rosario. One of the best post players in the nation, going to LSU. Watkins defended by Ashlyn Shea, future UConn Husky. Now Talia Scott on the switch. Booker, nice extra feed to Brea Cunningham for the bucket. And a foul against KK Arnold on the West.
Good high-low. We'll take another look at this one. And Brea Cunningham getting in position, just making herself known and big.
Hidalgo leads all scorers with 17. Malaysia Fulwiley with 15 for the East. Sahara Williams trying to rip it away from Essence Cody, but the arrow points this end of the floor.
That drill at Oklahoma where they battle for the ball down low, that is exactly what Sahara Williams is going to get with Coach Barachik.
KK Arnold absorbing the contact, and she still puts it home. She can tie it from the line.
KK Arnold's jersey is hanging in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, so I'm just going to leave that there. The UConn signee, yeah, give me that and one.
Her coach at Germantown High School in Wisconsin, Matt Stuve, says, even if KK Arnold was an awful basketball player, I would still want her on my team. She is such a positive force. Fulwiley dribbled it along the sideline. A turnover by the East. So all square at 81 early in the fourth quarter. Brooke, the skill level has been off the charts.
Yeah,
tonight.
we've seen everything, right? Handles, passing, rebounding, extra effort, but the deep threes have really put the exclamation point on the night.
The competitive fire has been there as well. Watkins fouled. Will it be 3 free throws here? It looked like she was just beyond the arc. And it will be.
It's the way that players can handle pressure and space and still create shots. That's what Juju Watkins can do. You give her the ball and it does not matter the pressure you put on her, the situation. She's going to be able to make something happen. You know, Carolyn Peck talks about break a play to make a play. That's what you're getting with Juju Watkins. Anytime the offense goes awry, just give her the ball.
Her Instagram handle is @JujuBBallin. That's exactly what she's doing tonight.
Yeah, Juju be balling. Pretty much all the time.
She says, I want to be like LeBron or Candace. I want to be one of the greats. And again, LeBron is in the house. Of course, we'll see his son Bronny in the boys game coming up 9 Eastern on ESPN. The West in front. Fulwiley against Watkins, adding to her highlight reel.
Change gear, the speed. I remember looking at Zaya Cook and they compared her to a very fast race car. That's how she liked to compare herself. And Fulwiley's in that same mold. My goodness. I mean, her ability to stop, change direction, understand pace. It's not about speed. It's about being able to use it when you need it.
Fulwiley's first bucket here in the second half.
That is just an incredible move. I mean, picks it up before the defense can get it. Got that hunger about her, too. You just see it in her eyes. She loves this game.
Dawn Staley offered Malaysia Fulwiley when she was in the 7th grade. Watkins is back at the line here for the West. Staley calls Fulwiley, quote, a generational talent.
I could see that. I thought you were going to say 7 years old, because I also believe that the way that she's playing today.
Not that young. But
it's
kind of
coming.
close.
There's going to be a player.
Maybe.
I
was startled. There were a lot of players who said, yeah, I got my first offer 7th grade, 6th grade. That happens now.
That is unbelievable. Right? I mean, Michaela Williams committed to softball in 8th grade before she even got to high school.
Yep. Riley Nelson, she'll stay home to play for the Maryland Terrapins. And Amanda Muse takes it away for the West. Watkins picks it up. Got past Rish, met by Cody, and another foul. Juju Watkins living at the free throw line here in the fourth.
You know, and you watch Juju Watkins play, and she's got so many different talents, right? And she always looks like, hey, I wanted more out of that play. Like, you see it in her face, right? It's a little bit of like, okay, I'm gonna keep it cool, calm, and collected, but I know how hungry I am and wanted to finish that shot. It's a sign of a great player who always just wants a little bit more.
Hey, you saw Juju Watkins at Hoop Hall in Springfield, Massachusetts back in January. As you have seen her then, here tonight, what impresses you the most about her game?
That she doesn't get rattled, that she knows her talent, she trusts her work ethic, the time that she's put into it, and so it's gonna come. And she doesn't force the hand. Skill-wise, it's hard to compare her to anybody else. Like I said, I mean, I see elements of Maya Moore, elements of Diamond to Shield. She said she wants to emulate her game after Candace Parker. You can definitely see that too.
Juju Watkins takes the seat. Michaela Williams, the #2 player in the nation, right behind her with the steal. And Williams flips it in with a foul.
Michaela Williams getting a piece of it, leading the break, head up, doesn't see the option. She's like, that's all right, I can finish, and I can finish with my left hand.
Capping off the three-point play, Williams with 15. Future LSU Tiger. Got to be feeling good if you're Kim Mulkey right now. Your team's in the Final Four. You're watching Michaela Williams and Aaliyah Del Rosario do their thing tonight. Scott off the mark. Nelson, the hustle play, loose ball, picked up by Shade. Rish for three.
Checking in for the East team, number 3, Hidalgo, and number 2.
Hidalgo back in for the East. The #1 point guard in the nation. Hidalgo has 6 steals tonight. The record for the McDonald's game is 8, set by Monica Wright, 2006. Jada Williams with the triple. Hidalgo wasn't stealing that.
Possession's becoming a little more critical here for the East. They're gonna have to figure it out in terms of getting it the shot selection that they want. Can't just settle for threes right now. It's not about the All-Star game. It's about winning this game.
Oh, Williams, nice pass. Brown rejected, but a foul.
That will certainly help, you know, a little defense, but you got to do it without fouling. The East, all of a sudden, looking at a deficit here. Can they overcome it? Here's Jada. Jada Williams with a great spin moving three. You're going to see that a bunch. Skip to Malou. I'm not sure what to call that celebration. She's got to vibe and feel it.
Whatever she wants to call it.
Whatever she wants.
Timeout for the East here with 6:19 remaining in the McDonald's All-American Girls game. West up by 9. Jada Williams has her own YouTube reality series. She's got more than 1 million followers across Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And she became the first high school girls basketball player to sign an NIL deal out in San Diego. But we talked with her last night. Yeah, she is still so grounded. She understands that, hey, there's no replacement for work ethic. I have a brand, but my brand is my game.
Yes, and don't forget that, right? It's great to get those offers and to get that interest. You get that interest because you can play basketball and because you got that great personality. Those two are gonna have a great time at Arizona. And so, I love the concept of the NIL deal, of these players being able to, get the value of what the work they're putting in. They should be able to realize that value. And I can only imagine how difficult it is as a teenager to handle that and to handle it with professionalism. Get your accountant, get your lawyer, get that money right, and then go to work.
Addie Brown is headed to Iowa State with the free throws. Lead back to double digits for the West. Williams checking Hidalgo here. Two of the best point guards in the nation. Off the screen from Del Rosario. Hidalgo lost it. A steal by Sophia Bell.
How about Donovan with the speed?
Nelson catch and shoot. Oh, Amanda Muse with her length affected that. Williams off the feed from Michaela Williams. Williams to Williams. It's pure plus the gritty. Largest lead of the night for the West.
The shot is so pretty, and you just wait to see what she's got for a reaction.
Del Rosario is fouled.
Another highlight reel from Jada Williams. Terrific cross-court pass with some pace. That's what you were doing today, Ted.
Yes.
After you hit that shot in the gym.
Yes.
It was called the Teddy, though, not the Gritty.
Oh, stop. Yeah, me and Ronald McDonald before the game. And Grimace, too.
Oh, I got a little starstruck, of course, seeing Ronald, but, like, Grimace was the guy, like,
Yes,
growing up.
yes.
You know, he was the guy that didn't really speak a whole lot.
Yeah.
But the Grimace Gritty made its way out last night at the slam dunk contest. Saw that.
Where's the Hamburglar?
Probably robbing some McDonald's of some burgers right now. I'm not sure. He's got to go get his burger on.
Did he get locked up yet?
Yeah, right. Maybe that's where he is, Ted. You're right.
Williams fouled. Hidalgo and Donovan there defensively for the East. And the foul's against Donovan, her second. Again, you gotta love the competitiveness in this game, and we usually see it more in the girls' game than we do in the boys, at least until you get to the end of the game and it's tight, then they care, much like the NBA All-Star game. But the girls, they're going at it from the start.
Yeah, it's been a terrific battle all night long. I mean, the game's not gotten out of hand. This is the biggest lead so far for the West tonight. And they extended it in the fourth quarter. These players, they don't look at it just an individual all-star game. They're trying to rep their team.
The West by a dozen. Del Rosario and Booker jostling inside.
Now,
And a foul on Booker.
Smart move by the East here, right? Stop the clock, get in line, hit a couple shots.
Now both teams are over the limit here in the fourth. Well, Wiley from the corner, and Addie Brown hauls it in for the West. Jada Williams has been sensational tonight. Future Arizona Wildcat. Williams lets it fly again. It's a brick. Hidalgo the other way, the top-ranked point guard in this class. Defended by Williams. Oh, now Michaela Williams against Malaysia Wiley. They're going to go at it in the SEC next year. Wiley missed everything, and the rebound for the West. Michaela Williams tried to save it. A foul called, I believe, against Booker here as Hidalgo came up with it. We've got a timeout. Does the East have something left here? 4:23 to go. Back to the gritty, Brooke.
Jada Williams, not many better at knowing how to do it with some style.
The 2023 McDonald's All-American Girls Game is presented by the McDonald's All-American Games, where hype becomes legacy. It really does start here for so many of the greats and the future greats, like Kiki Rice, co-MVP a year ago in Chicago, who will end up with the MVP tonight here in Houston. Ted Emmerich, Brooke Weisbrod, our entire crew. It's the West in black, leading by 12, 4:23 left. Hannah Hidalgo headed to Notre Dame, #1 point guard in the class, at the line for the East. Hidalgo has been phenomenal, 18 points and 7 steals. so the deficit is 10.
Yeah, the East still plenty of time to come back.
Juju Watkins back on the floor. #1 player in the country going to USC. Offline. Oh, how about the pass by Hidalgo?
Juju!
Watkins playing free safety. And Watkins' pass is intercepted by Hidalgo.
Yeah, Hidalgo read that one.
She has tied the McDonald's All-American game record with her 8th steal, matching Monica Wright in 2006.
Anna Hidalgo, she reads your eyes, doesn't she? And that's great anticipation on defense. Usually you see that on offense. Juju also with a terrific steal defensive back style.
Underneath for Del Rosario, and you see everyone crowding around the 6'6" post.
Yeah. Oh, good luck. She's got so much strength. You're going to have to bring all your tools. Extra pass.
Full Wiley, step back. Almost banked it in.
How about the hustle, though?
Full Wiley couldn't follow it, though. Numbers for the West. Arnold to Sahara Williams, headed to OU. Rejected by Jaden Donovan. And a foul against the West.
How important is defense in this game? You got to play through it. Jaden Donovan, great timing on her block shot. She's got terrific length, right? But to understand timing of when to get that and to do it without fouling is such an art.
You asked Jaden Donovan, what are you as a player? I'm a defender. I'm one of the best defenders in the country, she says. She's showing that tonight. Well, right after the girls' game concludes, 9 Eastern on ESPN, the McDonald's All-American Boys game from right here in Houston, also available on the app. The Legacy game. Bronny James, DJ Wagner, the first third-generation McDonald's All-American. Andrei Stojakovic, the son of Peja, among others, will take the floor. KK Arnold going to UConn. Oh, nice slip by Muse, and she banks it home.
Great read by Muse. Well, when you can read the screen and roll, understand how to slip it. I mean, before you even get to college, Ted, that's such a great asset.
Hidalgo catch and shoot. Give it to her. It's a 3. 3 minutes to go. The East isn't out of it yet.
Baby, we got a 7-point game
And
and
now
a steal
by Emma Risch. Numbers
Hidalgo
for the
got it.
East.
No look.
No look.
No look.
To Layla Reynolds.
That ain't lucky. That ain't Irish. That's just good.
Reynolds headed to Florida. The East dialing up the pressure here.
Ooh.
Arnold splitting the defense for 2. And the West has cracked the century mark. Hidalgo knifing through herself for 2 more. This is getting fun now. Hidalgo with 24.
I love this game because it excites me for the future. The game is growing so much. The ratings are there. The fans are showing up and showing out. Social media is just blazing. Women's basketball highlights the players and the stories. Look at that bullet pass right there. And then the no-look, little shovel. Just an awesome, awesome finish. And KK selling the pass and finishing circus shot style.
So timeout for the East here, 2:16 to go. Remember, the East was down double figures on multiple occasions here in the second half, but they are not ready to go to bed here.
They are not, but what's interesting though, look, East only got 1 timeout left, so you really got to use it well. If you get stuck and you have to do it, okay, but every possession matters, especially in a game like this where the pride is on the line. And you're down, gotta make sure you're getting the shot exactly what you want. And for the West, got to hold court, but you can't play not to lose. You got to play to win, and that's what these ladies are out here to do.
LeBron James, 20 years and 2 days after he was the MVP of the McDonald's game, in Cleveland no less, is courtside here in Houston. Of course, Bronny, LeBron James Jr., still to come in our boys game. Jada Williams is at the line for the West. Missed them both, but Muse with the rebound.
See if they double off the screen. Yep. Good job by Williams to step through, get it over to Juju Watkins to create some space.
And the #1 player in the country has been so crafty, especially in the second half. And she draws another foul.
And see, that's what I mean. Look, she's shaking her head. She's disappointed that she did not finish that and one. Such a strong player. And that's where we talked about, hey, where do you want your game to get better? Take in guards off the bounce. In that sense, Jaden Donovan, of course, a forward there, but could play guard. And Juju Watkins, that big frame, so strong, but so smooth.
Watkins led her high school, Sierra Canyon, to a 31-1 record this season. She drills 2 more. And it's a 7-point lead. 2 minutes to play here in Houston. Hannah Hidalgo is 1 point away from tying the McDonald's game record. Oh, airmailed it to Layla Reynolds, a turnover.
Somebody been hitting that weight room.
The record for points in the girls' game, Brooke, of course, Sabrina Ionescu, 25 in 2016. Madison Booker going to Texas from the mid-range. Big shot here. The lead is 9. On the cut, it spins out for Jaden Donovan. But Donovan headed to Duke, will be at the line.
Last foul call on number 12, Juju Watkins. That's the first.
Watch the backdoor cut, the terrific feed, little hang time. Look at Juju Watkins looking at the ball like, fall out for me. Jaden Donovan is going to be a great addition to Duke and Carol Lawson's squad. You said she led with defense, right? I'm telling you how for real that Duke defense is. Scary good.
Seven-point game, 90 seconds to go. Pressure from the east. Nice ball movement by the west. Booker, step back. This is a long 2. And Donovan with the rebound.
No time to waste. Got to get right at the rim. Good defense by the west.
Donovan, though, stuck with it. Hit the deck to save it. Hidalgo. Could have set the McDonald's game scoring record right there. And it still belongs to the East with 1:04 remaining. So a timeout for the West here. Both teams with 1 timeout remaining. They've been battling from the jump. Here we are, both teams closing in on 100. The West already there. This has been terrific action from the very start.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it just gets me so excited for the future of this game. Every year, the class just gets better. And talking, you know, with the McDonald's folks, Joe Wooten, as you remember, or as you mentioned earlier, talked about how great this class is. And Class E, right? You have terrific basketball players, but better young ladies. And ladies who love to visit the Ronald McDonald House charity. That's been their favorite part of the night. Juju Watkins getting it done. Jada Williams getting it done as well. 2 of the biggest social media stars in the young game showing out. It's not about the hype. It's about the basketball. And they are proving themselves worthy of all that hype tonight. Showing up, coming through with some points and terrific highlights.
Del Rosario missed off the inbound. Here's Michaela Williams, the Morgan Wooten National Player of the Year. Oh, she lost it out of bounds. So East ball with 54 seconds. Booker returns as Michaela Williams heads out.
I think for the East, you know, if you got a quick 2, go for it. Otherwise, you hit some threes. Like the fans are here, they want to see some highlights. They've been bringing them all night long. Can the East have one more little push here? Under a minute to go.
Remember the boys game coming up in about a half hour on ESPN. And Hidalgo the spin. Banker doesn't go. Again, can't tie the record. And Jaden Donovan there to follow for the East. Down by 5. Booker gives it up. Ahead to Addie Brown, going to Iowa State.
Good job by the West, handling the composure of the press of the East.
Williams navigates, and
good
Juju
decision.
Watkins makes the smart play.
Right.
Hey, come foul me if you want.
Give me the assist, Juju. Great
Hughes blocked at the
pass.
rim by Rish, but a foul.
I love that play, and that's what makes Juju Watkins the #1 player, right? She could have taken that 3, but she said, hold up. Let's make sure we get this win, get the shot clock running down so I can make a good decision. Splits the defense. Splits the defense again. Almost gets the assist.
And finding Amanda Muse, their teammates tonight, they will be rivals starting next year. Watkins heading to USC, Muse to UCLA. And it's a 7-point lead for the West with 15 seconds left. Karen White's the coach for the West, says no fouls from the sideline. Hidalgo off the mark, but heading to the free throw line with 11 seconds. He's down by 7. Hidalgo can break the McDonald's girls scoring record from the stripe here. She can tie it with one of these and break it with both. Sabrina Ionescu had 25 in this game in 2016. Hidalgo sitting on 24. So the East in triple digits as well. This is the highest scoring McDonald's All-American girls game ever. And Hidalgo has set the scoring record. 26 for Hidalgo. Watkins looking to cap it with a triple. The #1 player in the nation, putting the exclamation point on the victory for the West. 110 to 102. A phenomenal showcase for the future stars of the women's game.
They came to play, they made a name for themselves, and they are leaving their legacy. Starting here on the floor, McDonald's All-Americans, future Division I All-Stars, and perhaps WNBA players. You see it here first, folks. Your first introduction to the youth, and the future of women's basketball is in great hands.
It is bright, to say the least. The West wins it here in Houston, 110 to 102. For Brooke Weisbrod and our entire crew, this is Ted Emmerich saying so long for now. How about that? The hug between Jada Williams and LeBron.
Why
We'll
not?
see LeBron's son Bronny next. 9 Eastern, ESPN, the McDonald's Boys Game.